Hello and good morning. Welcome to another video off the beaten path. Today I'm going to be working on kind of a passion project. Certain projects around here are chores and things that you need to get done, and then some projects are just I'm inspired to build something. I want to build something, so I call it a passion project. And so what I want to try to do, what I want to build is a fence. So I haven't talked much about this area right here. So what we have here is my pit bull, Maximus. We buried him right here. So this is his little grave. And he passed away right at the very end of January of this year, 25. And we brought him out here and we buried him. Maximus passed away at 13 years old. I raised him since he was a puppy. I adopted him, and he was a great dog. So this was, I wanted to bury him on the property here, and yeah, so this is Maximus's area. Here's a little picture of him, his old bandana, and we have here, kind of see it, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but we buried him and we kind of just made a nice little decorative burial area for him. And then we put up this little temporary pallet fence, just so like the cows or coyotes or whatever ain't disturbing his grave. So what I want to do now that we're here full time, so we did this again back in February when we were still coming back and forth, bringing our stuff, going back to California. We're doing a lot of back and forth, and we weren't here, so I wanted to put up this temporary fence just so, again, cows aren't walking all over it and stuff like that. Now that we're here full time, I want to build a nice fence, and I'm thinking just like a simple picket fence, and you've seen some of our other videos. I've collected a bunch of old building materials just scattered throughout the property. A lot of it was way over there, and then I brought it behind the container, and so I was just over there kind of digging through what we have, and I have a bunch of old fence boards, just old beat up fence boards. So I think what I'm gonna do is build a little picket fence around it. That way, Max's grave can look a little bit nicer and not have those, janky pallets just around it. And it's been several months that he's been there, so and we hang out here. There's the bonfire area and our chairs, and sometimes I'll just go there and relax or drink some coffee over there, and and just hang out. And I've been thinking, like, man, I want to get rid of those pallets and put something nicer there, but I've been doing, I guess, more important projects, getting water storage, getting me naturally comfortable here, just all the things I've been doing. But today I think I'm going to start working on that and at least get some stuff made. I don't know if I can complete the whole project today, but we'll see how far I can go. So that's what I'm gonna work on today. And yeah, let's see what I come up with. wasn't too bad. Check it out. Not bad at all. The planer does a really good job. So I was just, you know, cleaning these up. Obviously they were just old and weathered, but now they're, you know, a little bit brought back to life. I'm not quite sure the type of wood. They look kind of on the red side. I don't know if it's treated or it's just a red type of wood, but this is what they kind of looked like. You can kind of see the difference from an just old weathered beat up fence material, and now they're a little bit more cleaner, you know, nice and smooth and flat. So I like it a lot better. And I know like certain projects, the old, you know, barn wood, weathered wood, you know, can be kind of cool for certain projects, but I don't want that. I want this to be nice and clean, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna treat this yet. I don't know if I'm just gonna put like a, you know, like a waterproofing sealant on it and let the natural wood just be exposed, or if I paint it or something, maybe stain it. I don't know yet. I need to build it first, and then I'll figure out if I want to do something like that. So I think next I'm gonna go to the miter saw. I got to uncover it. Obviously everything I have under tarps because, you know, the rain just gets crazy out here. So I'm gonna go to the miter saw, pick however long I want to make this fence, and start cutting these down to size. Some of them too, obviously, you know, it's all used, so the ends of them are all, let me get so you can see, the ends of them are kind of jacked up, you know, like this one's a little messed up. So I got to cut a little bit off and just pick a size and cut them down. I may need to go get more and plane some more and clean them up so I can, you know, build a fence all the way around Max's grave there. So let me figure that out, figure out what I want to do, what measurements I want, and then yeah. All right, so uncovered the miter saw. I got all the planks over here, so I think I'm just gonna go with a 2-foot fence. You know, I just need it tall enough so that, you know, the livestock doesn't walk over Max's grave. That's pretty much all I want. You know, it's not a privacy fence. It don't need to be tall, nothing crazy. Just something around the grave, so yeah, animals, the dogs, cows, whatever, nothing's walking over it. So I'm gonna start ripping these down to 2 feet. So usually all the small scraps, you know, little cut-offs at the ends, I throw into this crate right here and I just burn it in the bonfire. But these are actually still kind of decent, and I don't know, maybe I could make something out of those. We'll see. So yeah, pieces like this that are just split, you know, I'm just cutting it where it's decent and getting the 2-foot section that I can. All right, so I got all my pieces cut down to the, you know, two feet. And so what I think I want to do next is So a standard, you know, fence has this kind of like rounded top of it, right? But I want something more pointy, you know, like a sharp point to it, just in case, you know, I don't know, a curious cow is kind of like looking over, because again, I'm only doing 2 feet. And if it looks, you know, it's got a sharp point, so maybe, you know, it pokes them a little bit, or, you know, you'll just maybe keep anything away a little bit more than if it's just this nice kind of rounded edge. So I think I'm gonna set up the saw, you know, at an angle so I can just cut a sharp point to it. So I'm gonna do some test cuts with this scrap wood so I can make sure I have the angle that I want, you know, get my idea out, and then yeah, and then start cutting a point on each one of these. So I'm gonna do that next. So I guess this is what I'm gonna run, you know. It's all right, I guess. I'd rather be pointier, but it's cool. Try to still look Okay, so I have all my fence material cut, planed, got a little point to it, you know. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's cool, it'll work. So now I need to cut some long strips, I guess, like you know, just so I can line them all up and actually build a little fence. So I think I'm just gonna go get more of this kind of material, plane it, and then rip it in half so that it's only like, you know, an inch or so. And then I could just, I don't know, I think I'm gonna use nails to get this all together. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking and talking at the same time. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna go pick up a couple more, probably like 5 or 6 more of these. Run them through the planer again just to smooth them out, and then I think I'm gonna rip them on the table saw down to just a like 1-inch strip, and then maybe cut them to size on the miter saw. So I'm gonna handle that really quick and then see if I could put together I guess like one of the walls. So I think I'm gonna run, I want to do like a 6-foot section, long ways, 6 feet by I think like 4 feet. I went over there and kind of measured it. That's kind of what I want to run. But these fence posts, or whatever that's called, fence material, I don't know the proper name, they're only 5 feet long. So yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna get a couple pieces and maybe I make 2 like 3-foot sections and then butt them up together, and then that way I have a 6-foot section, something like that maybe. Oh no, we'll see. I'm kind of winging it. A lot of my projects like this, where I have a thought in my head, I don't sketch nothing out, I don't draw nothing, I just kind of get started and try to build something, you know. I have an idea in my head, and you know, I've built enough things, I guess, that I can usually get my idea out and build something. And this is just a little you know, baby picket fence. It ain't nothing crazy. So I have the general idea of what I want in my head, and I'm just trying to build it now with what material I have on hand. So okay, I'm gonna start building those, and yeah, see if we can get a section made today. All right, so I was able to plane and then rip and cut to size spacers. So this is kind of the general idea of the fence, right? So I've got 2 strips, and then I'm just gonna space out my planks and hammer them in, you know, and then build a little fence, you know, just go all the way down. So the issue I'm running into now, of course, I don't have everything I need, unfortunately. I don't have enough hardware. I don't really want to use a bunch of decking screws because that's expensive hardware. And I did have some nails, but they're too big. They're too big, and they're just going to split this wood. I do have this very small nail assortment right here, but it's not going to be enough to build this whole fence, unfortunately. So I think I'm just going to do a little bit, do what I can, use up what nails I have right here. So yeah, I think next time we go into town, I just got to go and get more small, like, finished nails, so I can complete this project. Unfortunately, I won't be able to finish today. Another project that I get, like, you know, halfway through, and then I just, you know, I'm forced to stop due to not having all the right materials and parts. So it is what it is, you know, off-grid life. It's just the way it goes, I guess, sometimes. So I'm gonna try to build out at least one fence and just get the idea out, and maybe I can get rid of one side of the pallets. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now I got like this 2x4 right here. So hopefully I can just kind of, I don't like making a jig. There's my spacer. Put one on that end, huh? Just keep it fucking square. right, so here's one section I got. It's in two pieces, you know. So two small sections equals 7 feet, and then here's a small section right here. That'll be a little 4-foot area. And now I'm out of material, so I've got to make more of these. I only have 3 left, and I'm going to use those as like, so I have measurements and I can find my angles on the saw and all of that kind of stuff. So I'll probably pick that up maybe tomorrow. All right, so I'm back out here and I'm going to continue making more fence material, I guess, or the little picket fence for Maximus. So I already gathered more of this fence material, and I'm gonna just do the same process, run it through the planer, and then start cutting them to size, and yeah, making more fence sections. And then hopefully today I can get it all built and hopefully take down the pallets and put up the new fence. But we'll see. It's already kind of midday, kind of getting a late start today, but let's see how much I get done. And I'm not going to bore you this time with all the planing and chopping and stuff. You saw that in the beginning. So I'm just going to get to work and then yeah, save you that trouble. All right, so I got the fence material all planed. It's looking a lot better. Now I'm going to take it to the miter saw and start cutting them to length and putting the little point on them. These were from the other day. I only had 3 left over, so I need to make a bunch more of these. So I'll just use this for measurements and stuff like that, and then assemble another section of, you know, little picket fence. So now I'm gonna chop these up. All right, so I just finished cutting more of the mini picket fence material, and now I'm gonna start assembling more sections. You guys already kind of saw how I was doing that, so again, I'm gonna skip you the boring stuff, and once I have all the sections made, yeah, I'll show the install by Max's grave. All right, so just got done making another section of fence. So there's one there, I got 2 right there, and then I have the rest of them right over there. So now I'm gonna start taking down the pallets and, you know, kind of just laying out the fence. And I got some like wooden stakes that I'm just gonna hammer into the ground, and then I'll just, I don't know, screw the fence into the stakes, I guess, and see how that works. Let's see if it'll just hold this little fence. I'm a little nervous that these little baby like finish nails aren't going to be strong enough, and eventually they'll just fall out. So again, I'm just using what hardware and what materials I have on hand. If I later on need to get like a bigger nail or something like that, I guess that's what I got to do, but we'll just see how it goes for now. Okay, so we got it. Got the fence put together. Looks pretty good, not perfect, but pretty darn good. Definitely better than a bunch of pallets. And we got everything set up. So we got Max's picture. We got his bandana he used to wear. And then we found some cool rocks, some flagstone and whatever kind of black rock that is. That's kind of like his tombstone, I guess. And then, you know, his American flag. He was an American bully. So yeah, we're happy. We like it. Definitely a lot nicer. Especially like right here. We like to come and hang out, drink coffee, or just whatever. So we even got Luna over there. She's been kind of helping. So appreciate you guys checking out this video. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing and following us along. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Hey buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh boy.
Oh, he's happy. He's happy.
Chilling. Come on, big boy. What are you doing, guys? Good boy. What a good swimmer. I know. Good boy. He likes it. Oh. Oh. On camera. My knee is fucking hurting. I don't know, like all in here.
Age, you think?
I don't know.
I'm feeling
Hey, man,
that.
you got me old.
No, I'm feeling that too, dog. I swear my knees like
It's like just like right in here. It's like not even my knee, but like